Hi, Adrienne Falcone Godsell here, your favorite foodie here in Tampa, Florida, wishing you a happy day. I have a new topic for you, or rather, it's probably an older topic, but something that I would like to discuss with you and share with you some pointers on and reasons why we can go ahead and avoid this common thing in our lives, and that's stress. Today's discussion is 3 points about stress and why we should avoid keeping it in our lives. The reason why I say we need to avoid to keep it in our lives is because it's something that we kind of hold on to sometimes. We like the drama, and stress to a certain aspect is good for you when it goes ahead and promotes you to get something done. However, when we keep ourselves under chronic stress, it hurts our bodies. It hurts it in many different ways. The three ways I'm going to go ahead and discuss today will be chronic fatigue. That stress will impair your immune system, and that stress will help you in retaining weight and making more friends with your fat. So here we go, chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue is something for a very long time went undiagnosed, and we were told it was all in our heads. I had a very, very good friend of mine whose mother had chronic fatigue. And for many years, they said, oh, it's nothing, you're just making it all up. Comes to find out, and now the medical field has gone ahead and given the diagnosis that it is very real, whether it's aches and pains in joints, whether it's stomach discomfort, digestive discomfort, uh, headaches, migraines. They don't know how it starts. Sleep disruption. They don't know why this has happened. They know it's very real, though. So what do we do about it? Well, there was even a scientific research done saying that when they studied people that had chronic fatigue, those that were under larger amounts of stress or keeping stress in their lives had more symptoms when these stressful events were going on in their lives. What do we do? Well, we have to find ways to relieve the stress. Let's go on to impairing the immune system. How many people do you know chronically get sick? I know many. I know many. And I know I watch in my family, my husband and my daughter. My daughter's in college. My husband's a salesperson. So, of course, whenever there are high crunches of, pressure going on, this is when they typically fall ill. It's interesting, though, with my daughter, she won't get that cold until her finals are over. And then her body just shuts down. Horribly. Well, at least her body's waiting until she has a break, so it's not interrupting her school time. However, it really stings that that has to happen. And the same thing with my husband. It's kind of, well, what can we do to help this situation from happening? When your body is all tense, when your body is chronically thinking that it has to survive instead of just live and relax, this is what impairs our immune system. Everything shuts down, everything gets inflamed. When everything is inflamed, everything doesn't get to flow properly, including your gut, which means starting with your stomach and the digestion that does not happen. I was going to say indigestion. That does not happen. Then you have this fermenting, rotting food that's eventually getting into your gut. Well, if it's fermenting in your stomach and then getting into your gut to just further sit there, you're going to have an overgrowth of bad bacteria instead of good bacteria. That's why these things happen. A healthy gut, we've talked about this, is a healthy body. When we don't have that healthy gut, everything's going to be shutting down. Whether it's leaky gut, whether it's Crohn's, whether it's IBS, all of those things, they're all symptoms. I've worked with many clients that have had IBS that have been in incredibly stressful positions in life. And once they remove themselves from that, many of their symptoms went away. Sometimes it, of course, it does take changing what you're eating also and getting that good ratio back and healing and sealing your gut. That being said, stress really, 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 really promotes impaired immune function. And the last thing that we know is retaining weight. You notice I didn't say gaining weight and I didn't say anything else. I said retaining weight. You do gain weight when you have your cortisol levels spike, when your body is in fight or flight, when it's in chronic fight or flight. This is when we have all your hormones go out of whack, starting with your adrenal glands, pumping out the adrenaline, pumping out the cortisol to get you away from that T-Rex, to get you away from that lion in the jungle, to get you away from the great white shark that's in the water. You need to live, you need to live, you need to live. Well, in all of those instances, we're using up all of that. Okay, our bodies are using it. In today's society, we just sit there knowing we have 10 deadlines due by noon, 15 by 2 o'clock, and another 3 by 5 o'clock, and we're sitting at our desk. And when our adrenals get fatigued, what do? We go ahead and we pop a Coke, we get a coffee, we get an energy drink, which further goes ahead and promotes this fatigue going on, which will go ahead and hurt the thyroid eventually. And it does slow down your metabolism. Your metabolism doesn't know what's going on from 1 minute to the next when this is happening. Our digestion just stops. How are we supposed to burn anything? Then, of course, we crave sugar. Because, prehistorically speaking, our brain would look for the sugar for the instant energy to keep us going. It doesn't work that way now. So what happens? It all turns to fat. And it turns into the bad fat. It turns into the visceral fat, the tummy fat, which hurts our bodies and which causes more congestion in our body and causes more congestion in our heart and our circulatory system. We don't want that to happen. We want to stay healthy. So how can we do this? How can we turn this stressful situations, these stressful symptoms that are happening in our lives into healthier solutions? Here's my big one, exercise. And it's something the doctors say, it's something all the medical research says, the scientific research, the holistic side of the world. You have to exercise. Now, not cardio, okay? Your body's already freaking out with cardio, with our fight or flight. So we need to look at more breathing, yoga, Pilates, speed walking, weights. Weights are wonderful. They will go ahead and help also. Why? Because they help build your muscle mass. So weight training is also a good thing to do. Very important. You need to work off that cortisol. You need to work off that insulin. You need to work out that glucose. You need to get everything back in balance. Okay? This is the biggest thing you need to do. Second thing that you need to do in order to help the stress response in your body is eating properly. I know it's kind of difficult. However, you will notice that once you are eating a uh, I don't want to say diet here, a more balanced way of eating, that you're not going to be craving as much, because all that's happening when you have those cravings is your body is looking for those missing nutrients that are just getting sucked out of your system through the stress. One thing I love to recommend is royal jelly. As far as B complex goes, it's a great way to get it. Plus, it's very rich in niacin, which is a vasodilator, which means those headaches can go ahead and just open up and everything will start flowing again. Whole Foods, Whole Food Supplements, Touchstone Essentials is a great way to get it. And I have to tell you, my experience over the past few months now, that just has accumulated over time, is by taking them, I am getting all those nutrients, and I'm not craving things as much anymore. I'm not craving the sugar. I'm not craving the starchies. I'm not craving the chocolates. It's really neat. Get that pH balance down. Get that back into an alkaline situation with what you're eating. Avoid your tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, eggplants, tobacco. Those are your nightshades. Huge, 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 huge contributors to inflammation, which we want to avoid. And lastly, the thing I would like to recommend for you in order to help your immune system is probiotics. Probiotics are essential. Maybe all of a sudden you've decided to switch out some of your foods and your eating habits. You notice you're much more gassy and you're like, well, my goodness, why would I be gassier if I'm eating better? It's because your body is shifting. It's getting rid of what is in your stomach and what is in your intestines, and that fermenting food that hasn't been able to digest is getting pushed out. So it might be uncomfortable for a few days. Probiotics and digestive enzymes will definitely help with that. Stress. Do we need it in our lives? Not really, not under a chronic measure. So these are three ways, three symptoms that we can go ahead and treat and help our bodies. I wish you good luck. I wish you good day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye bye.